All right, welcome to another DeadThree film breakdown, college basketball, looking at Auburn, Oklahoma. If you could do me a favor and subscribe and like these videos, that helps us out. I appreciate it. We're putting together these videos, kind of instructional. We get through 4 possessions, which takes us about 10 minutes, as much as I rewind and restart and do all that. We've done Duke versus Gonzaga from earlier in the year, and we've did a 4-part series on Kansas, Kentucky, which was really good. And watching some of the players from Kansas and Kentucky go at it. Kentucky ended up winning that game by 18 at Allen Fieldhouse at Kansas. And I wanted to do this Oklahoma-Auburn game. Was super interested. One, I really like the Oklahoma coach. So Porter Moser is first year, I believe, at Oklahoma was at SLU here in St. Louis. SLU being St. Louis University when he was with Majerus. And then he was the head coach and made Final Fours, maybe one Final Four, I believe, with Loyola. So really wanted to watch them, but really also wanted to watch, Auburn, #1 team in the nation. Wanted to be able to watch some of these players play. Jabari Smith, I believe, is their best. He's a freshman, 6'10" freshman from Virginia, and wanted to be able to watch him because I've seen some things on social media about the comparisons to Banchero at Duke. So wanted to be able to watch that and kind of see, how this game goes. Just to tell you, Auburn does win this game. They're #1 in the nation. They win this game 86-68 or something like that. But again, I'm looking here, Jabari Smith, 6'10" freshman. Yeah, number 10. So really wanted to get into this. So again, we go 4 possessions. And we do about 4 minutes for every game. So maybe 3-4 parts and we'll get going with it. I haven't seen this game at all. So don't know, what happens or anything like that. But #1 in the nation, I know College Game Day was there. But here's Jabari Smith, right? Number 10. He's a 6'10" freshman out of Virginia. And again, probably a lottery pick and all that. Bruce Pearl, has been here a number of years. And I think after this game, or maybe when they reached #1, was kind of given this lifetime contract to stay at Auburn. So started off, look, this is what I love initially, right? And they end up losing, right? So Oklahoma's going to wind up losing this game. But what I like is ball pickup. We call it pickup point. So pickup point, pushing the screen high. Look at this guy. Like, he's ready to defend and play. And he's, growing this tough man beard over here, and he looks really tough and ready to defend the paint and lane. But I like that we're tough into the ball here, right? Under the ball screen, roll is getting in the way, but a hard show to recover, right? And then again, we saw this in Kansas. We saw this with Duke. We saw it with Gonzaga. Pick and rolls everywhere in college basketball, right? But this idea of the ball being changed and people rolling and rotating to the roll man. Now, no idea what any of these players can do, right? But I really like how they're cutting already. Like, let's go back. Here's the jump. Here's the ball screen. He flips it around. It's a Jabari Smith ball screen, right? Hard show. Like, look at 34 though, right? You didn't see that from Kansas, right? And Kansas got blown out at home by 18, but the number 33 for Kansas, you didn't see this type of hard show, hedge, and sprint to recover and denial and to get him off the spot. And this guy knows he's playing a stud, and he knows he's playing a guy averaging 16 points a game. So quick reverse, quick change, it goes back. And then you just continue to play ball screen, right? So double, hard show till it's contained, right? So for all the young players out here, the ball gets changed. Look, 13 looks like a dude, right? He looks like he's pretty tall. I don't know if he can shoot it or not. I don't have the stats in front of me. But what he didn't do was start pounding. This is what I would say. They have to know game plan. And I would guess that Porter Moser, being as successful as he was and taking things away from Majerus, is game plan heavy, meaning they know every play, every set, every special, every personnel, every habit routine that each player has. And this is why I say he may not be a grade 3, because 35 is just sitting on the block. So here's the thing that young players have to do. You don't always get to shoot. Not everybody gets to shoot the basketball. If you're wide open and you go to your coach and say, I'm wide open and I need to shoot it. Well, right here, if he says that, there's a reason you're wide open. because you're a 10% three-point shooter, and I don't know that to be true, but it just looks like he's saying, hey, I'm going to protect on the All-American, and I'm going to let somebody else beat us, and I'm willing to bet you're not a great three, so let's have you be a reverse guy. So that's what he is. So I'm going to be a reverse guy, and it's a shame he can't shoot it, right? What if he were a 40% three? What if he were a 40% three? Right? What if he could hit that? You know, what if he could make that? Then he's got to be guarded. Then we have one-on-one with their best player and apparently a top 5 player. But because we can't shoot it, then we can just double the All-American, right? I mean, that's the difference, because you're not going to be, if he shoots this ball, he's getting subbed out before this thing gets to 1940, right? In terms of 19 minutes, 40 seconds. So he reverses it. He knows his role, and his role is to probably get him the ball as much as possible and get it out of his own hands as quick as possible. I don't know any of that to be true. I've seen one play. I've seen one play of 13. I'm not railing on the guy, but here's a roll, and he may end up with 25 in this game. I have no idea, right? Here's the pickup right there. I love it. It allows him to recover. So understand that defense is about taking away what they want to do, disrupting route and timing, rotations, and then kickbacks to being set, rotations to a set defense. So here's a rotation to pick up and contribute to ball side roll, right? But quick pickup, look, and he quickly gets back. But look how far out they're pushed out, right? So I'm not saying this is the way to play it. I'm just saying, man, it'd be great to really get in here and let this guy not be so far out. Look at how far in one possession, across, a change. Now, look, young players, coaches, me, catch it, eyes immediately go on the, he knows he's not shooting it, right? He's already got his hand up and ready to deny. Now we're standing. Now we're going to reset. So I have no idea what the shot clock's at. I can't read that. I can read it a little bit. It looks like it's 12. He's calling something. He's pointing. Here's 10. I'm not saying everything goes to 10. I've just heard he's really good, and I haven't seen him play too much, right? Diagonal cross screen, big on big. Let's see if they switch it. The big on big screens, right? So let's see how they play this. No, they don't switch it. So they do a big on big diagonal cross screen, meaning elbow block to the post. And it's a pin down diagonal cross screen rolling into a ball screen. So I like that. Like, this guy's behind, so he's in no position to help. So we've already somewhat determined he's not a pick and pop guy, which is unfortunate, because, man, that'd be great if he could get right here and hit it. It'd be great if, listen, this is what I love about this game. Your inability, and I don't know, again, I'm not railing on the guy. I just don't know what he can do. And I've only seen, 26 seconds. But I do know this: if he were a pick and pop and he were a 40% three and he catches it right here, then he's got to run to it. He's got to run. But maybe this guy's a 5%, 10% three where they want him shooting the ball, and he may kill it, right? If he catches it here and he's not a dead three and he's just some guy that shoots 5, 10, 15%, this guy doesn't have to play him. Then everybody stays solid and they get what they want. I have no idea. I could look the stats up after this, and he could be a 40, 50% three, and you could be laughing that I have no idea who this guy is, and I should know. Maybe he's a top 5 player. No idea, right? But he seems to be a role guy, right? And how are they going to recover? Look, they get the seam. Here's the thing. This is why I love this game so much. I mean, he's not going to leave the great guard or the great player and he's not leaving him. That's game plan. That is game plan. We're not going to leave 10 because it's obvious here. And I know Coach Mosier, his guys know game plan scouting report, right? So dunk though. There you go. So am I wrong about the guy? I'm not wrong about the guy and what he can do on the perimeter. I don't think. But here's the game plan. Don't leave him. So where's the help come from? Yeah, I mean, he's really got to get over there. Right? I don't know what Porter's saying. So there's step one. I'm not railing on the guy. I don't know him. I'm just looking at his perimeter. All I'm saying is it would be nice. It would be nice if he were a great three, because it changes. Now we're talking about the number 1 team in the nation, and we're talking about one possession, right? So we don't know. We'd see a lot of dribble handoff against pressure, which I love, and dribble handoff into ball screen, cut and replace, right? I liked how Tanner Groves just got dunked on. right? But I don't fault him for it because it was a ball screen that he had to help to, and they were locked in on Jabari Smith, right? Jordan Goldwire here played at Duke last year, and Tanner, I believe it was Tanner Groves, that was right there. So dribble handoff, cut and replace. Now, look at this. This is what we've got to get our group knowing. Our group is, just young youth basketball, high school players. The ball's been reversed. The ball's on the second side. They are working the ball to the third side of the floor right here. It's already on the third side. Do you think if you're playing the #1 team in the nation in a packed house where it looks like everybody's wearing hard hats or painter hats or Home Depot hats, that all of a sudden that you're just going to come down and take bad shots, take first pass threes, turn the ball over, drive it on the first side against a set defense? Or do you think it's better to get up here and let's make sure we change the floor? One side, two side, changing it, B cut to get open, 3 side, ball screen, 3rd side, right there. So now they've had to defend a lot. So like, for example, watch this guy. I'm not being mean on the guy, but watch. Ball is, ball's here. Let's go back 5 seconds. There he is, playing the post, doing a great job. Hasn't moved, right? So here's one guy. Now we're sprinting up. He gets hung up in this. It's not a screen necessarily. Maybe it is. Nope. They're just cutting through. So every time they get it and give it up, they're cutting through to a corner. Cut it here, cut diagonal. Get it here, cut diagonal. Crisscross right there. And it's just a fake. It's not a screen. He's just cutting through and he's not ready for it. Right. So we're here. Now he's late to it. So we should be able to get him hung up in this screen there and get to here for something. Right now, Jabari Smith's got to roll over. This guy's got to play lane line. If anything, I like this positioning, but this guy's got to be lane line. There's the roll. Now they got it. Now we're just setting ball screens. 1 dribble pickup off ball screen. So watch 34. Changes it, looks to reverse it. 1 pound, pick up Y. Pressure, not ready to pass. Like, who's he passing to right now? This is what we say with our group, and I'm not saying it's right. But when you pick the ball up, you better be shooting it or you better know where you're passing it. This idea of I'm picking it up because I got pressured, or I'm picking it up because I'm scared, or I'm picking up, like, no, that doesn't work for us. Keep your dribble alive, relief dribble, go between the legs, get your head on a swivel, get loaded, get your load steps going, get facing the basket, right? So he does a reverse pivot. He does a right reverse pivot right here. Right foot, watch his right foot. He's going to pivot this way, I believe. So he 1 dribbles, boom, right reverse pivot, yes. And then what does he do on the right reverse pivot? He bodies it up and pushes them further out. Right? So now we're just playing ball. Okay? Paint an angle. Okay? I know that's not always the case, but here's what's great. Ball goes into the paint. What do? They move away, NBA style, and let them play one-on-one. And it looks like another reverse pivot, this time a left reverse pivot possibly. So we're here, right foot, right? Reverse pivot, puts it above his head. I'm surprised, as aggressive as they are with Bruce Pearl, that this play right here, boom, isn't bodied. Simply because the ball's above his head. They've pressured everything, not letting the guy cut. Covering, like this guy's sprinting to the open 3, and that seems to be where he's looking, right? Communicating here, it looks like no vision, but this guy, I like it that he cut away. I like it that he fed the post, cut away. I don't love it that the ball's above the head, and I'm surprised that they're not smothering it. Right now we're playing jump hook right. So this is the move I think everybody that is right-handed needs in the post. One, like step, dribble, hop, power dribble, hop, step, power dribble, hop, right? That's how we teach it. We just say step, dribble, hop, step, power dribble, hop, get to here. And everybody needs a jump hook to their right? It's so he's coming in, man. It'd be good to get away, but right there's the hop. There's the contact. Here's the 2 bigs. Spacing's rough. Nobody's covering down. Like they're solid. That's the shot. Now he could make it. It could be 2-2. No idea. But I like how we defended it here. We being Auburn, right? there's just small things you have to pick up as a player here, and me as a coach. Jabari, I want to say Jabari Parker, it's Jabari Smith. He's like, this is what I think he's saying, and this is how I take what he's saying. Don't pass it to me, pass it to him. I'm not your outlet guy. He's running. Look, don't give it to me. He said it. Don't give it to me. I wish our players did that. Like, I don't want it. I don't need it. It's not my job. It's not my responsibility. It's not my role. It's his. Yes, I'm good, but give it to him. Let me run. I'm surprised that he's not getting out and running, but look, they stay spaced. He dribbled sideline. Now their secondary action is the trailing big. He's a big. So we've got the bigs, but look, he looks at least, right? It's not always the case. I think it's an 80-20 thing that the ball always goes to here and always gets reversed, right? Do I have the name right? Yep. Jabari Smith is number 10. I'm not trying to be mean to Kessler, right? So the ball's there. He looks, but nobody's there. Nobody's there. So there's a kickback, right? Now they look over to the bench, they get the play call, right? So understand, players, for the guys that don't like running sets and why do we got to run sets and are we running too many sets and why is coach controlling? You're in a 5-on-5, right? You're in 5-on-5 and everybody's going to have their sets and calls, right? You don't want to run sets, then learn to fast break, learn to rebound, learn to defend, and learn to outlet and learn to fill lanes and just get out and run. But if you're in a 5-on-5 set, you got to get the shots you want, right? So whatever the play call is here, change, post, but like not really a post, right? Like I have my hand up. I don't really care about post. I don't care about positioning. I'm going to let 35 push me off the block and deny that. Like they're like, there's nothing there, right? Now there is something here. So what he could be doing, right? This is what I would be saying. Possibly they're running to the diagonal. Now he wanted to push them out. Ball side catch. So no challenge, playing more of a gap, letting them reverse it. Let me walk out here because now I've got this. Look, so we're just going to let them reverse it. Big on small, point on big, point on 5, 1-on-5, 1-on-5 cross screen. He's not really hitting him. He's kind of screening his own man and he knows, and he's ready for it. I don't believe there's too many teams that I think are going to be as detailed with scouting report as Coach Mosier and Oklahoma. I believe it's a feel and I really base that off him, just what he did at Loyola and being with Majerus, right? So screening his own man, cutting low and already beat the screen. He's already beat it. So it's a triangle action. You can tell by the way he's looking at it. It's a screen the screener, ball's above the head, hands are above the ball, which is perfect, right? Ball above head, hands above ball. You know, they're not bodying it up. He doesn't look like he's in a position to dribble down to explore the post and a feeding angle. They're probably waiting on Jabari Smith to down screen for 12, right? It's a triangle action, I'm guessing, right? Now, if it is, somebody like they're going to get after him because he's not doing it. He's standing. He's not in a position to receive it. And like, this is bad. This is a breakdown. I don't know this. I'm not in those practices. I'm not in scouting report. I haven't watched film on Auburn. I don't know anything about Jabari Smith other than people say he's really good. But I would just say this. This is a triangle action. This is a freshman that doesn't know, is locked in on the ball. He's like, give me the ball. Give me, right? And instead of saying, whatever this play is, play number 1, right here, they're calling it out. They're looking at the bench, know the play. He gets excited because his number's being called. It's diagonal, small on big, point on 5, cross screen, ball fake, triple threat. There's your triangle action that didn't happen. So now we've got bad spacing and a rough shot. So we bailed out that shot with a foul. Now, that just looks rough to me, right? That's too bad, right? Because I don't believe that to be a great shot. It was a broken play and a rough shot. So here's the dunk by Kessler, right? And I'm not railing on the guy, right? But I don't know. I will, at the conclusion of this video, really look up his percentage, right? So we got 4-0, right? We got a dunk on a pick and roll because we were too tight to Jabari Smith, possibly. And we had nobody filling on the weak side to play it. If they are jamming or squeezing Jabari Smith, then there is no help on the weak side of the floor playing that lane line, right? So he gets a dunk because they roll and they drag the guy out. The second play, it's a broken play and they bail out a bad shot with that, right? So now we're back up 4-0, little pickup point here, high ball screen, right? You're at home. We have to make sure we can, if anything, we talked about this in the last episode, right? Or the last part that we did with Kansas and Kentucky. It was, and there's probably more to this than just these three, but what guards need to be great at in terms of passing are the pass in transition, the pass to the post, and the pass to start your offense. Can you start the offense? Can you get people moving? Can you get the floor changed? Can you do all of that, right? And how good are you in the open floor in terms of passing and pushing and pressing and making and putting pressure on the defense? And then third, how great are you at creating angle to feed the post? And can you read yourself? Where are you on the floor? Can you read yourself? Can you read the defense on the post? Can you read the help side? Can you do that all against pressure? Like, that's a lot, right? So here I'm just like, you got to be able to, you're playing the number one team in the nation. You're a minute and a half in, you're down 4-0. Can you start the offense, right? But look how far out they are. They are pushed out, not a clean catch, standing around. I had to catch it in such a way that he had to start pounding when he caught it. And he couldn't be further from the basket in the half court, right? Pressure, 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 help. Good on this guy, right? Good help, good recovery, probably hands up. Look at, so we've got this rough pass against pressure that we bobble, that we have to start pounding. We get this pass there that hits him in the crotch, right? And so he's not ready. So now his dribble's dead. Now we're talking about dribble handoffs again. Like, talk about pressure here. Look at 22 on the change. Watch 20. I know nothing. I haven't watched this team that much, but I do know this. I know nothing about 22. Pressuring on the body, pressuring that with no men removed, half a man removed, pressuring that, no man removed, pressuring the hell out of the ball, gets beat here where you're level, beats him to the spot where he really doesn't need the help, changes it, forces a bad pass because the guy's frustrated, then immediately goes to the body, then immediately disrupts this cut. Look at that. Look at that. And still is in a position to just deflect, touch, pester the guy with the ball while he's still here. Now, do they switch? Somebody's got to help, and it's got to be this Kessler guy. So he's up there. Now they just switch it out. I'm guessing they switch it out. Like, it's okay. Like, what? You're going to spend 7 seconds on the shot clock trying to explore big on small in the post? I don't know. But maybe he gets beat off the dribble, right? But everybody, if that is in fact the case, this guy right here should be on the nail. This guy should be high on the big. This guy should be talking, because this is a mismatch. I'm guessing it's a mismatch. And he is gearing up to drive to right there. Oh, he's looking away. Right? He's looking away because he's kicking it right here. They may hit a three, but I know he's got a left-hand finish. Maybe you're scared. I have no idea. If he were to shoot this, it might get blocked. But I do know this. They switched it out as an emergency. And man, I'd take that emergency every day of the week, the way 22 was playing. They did it because 22 was hard on this. And that it jacked it up because he was playing so hard. And then there's no help here by Jabari Smith. That's all his help. Now we got 2-on-1. 2-on-1. Unless Jabari Smith is just going to be a tough as nails dude and be able to turn and close out. But I'm guessing this guy's got to go here. I'm hoping number one's a dead three. If 34 doesn't get it, 34 is going to get it. He didn't stunt and he's not running. Right now, here's what I would look for as a coach. We got the big on small switch. And now I'm curious as to, I wonder if he's going to block out the weak side of the floor against the big, or is he going to concede it? Right. I wonder how tough this guy is. Right. So there's the shot. We knew it was coming. Boom. You hit it. Right. That's a hard deal, right? Because I would say this, scouting report's going to just bad help by 10. He even does that. Listen, I love it. I love it. Look at what he does. He's like, screw it. I'm not saying that's what he said, but he takes his left hand and he says, screw it. That's what he just did. He said, I ain't closing out on it. I ain't going out there. I don't care about it. You make it. Screw it. Like, that's exactly what he did. Right. So All right, you don't want to play it? That's too much effort to sprint and run, and you got scouts evaluating you, and you're not going to give that effort, and you didn't help on the nail and the drive on the big on small and all that. You're the #1 team in the nation, and you're leading them in scoring. That's cool, right? But nobody covers it. Nobody's sprinting. He says, screw it. You shoot it. Bam, 4-3. Now, listen, they win by 15 or something like that, right? All right, 4th series. I think that's funny to me, right? Because he's just like us. The guy that just hit it's averaging 4 points a game, 2 rebounds, and he's got 3 of his 4 points that he averages, right? That's a big bucket, though. If it's not a 15-point game and you're rolling at home and you're the #1 team in the nation, I can't believe that right here, that Bruce Pearl is saying that that's cool, right? I'd show this clip over. I'd be like, your body, like, screw it. I don't know what he said, right? But he essentially said, man, I ain't doing it. I'm not running, right? So here's play number 2. You can look at Bruce Pearl. He holds his hands up. We're on play number 2 or 3. So he gets to the right slot area. There's a fake ball screen to the big, immediate change to a ball screen, and they're just playing basketball, right? I mean, it can't get much simpler. Catch it here, trailing big, change it again. They get him hard showing. He's going to be rolling. My man's got to pick him up right here. So he's going to pick up the roll. He's got a V back. He needs to play to the nail. Like, those are the rotations, depending on what they do here. They're going to trap it, read it, like whatever you want to say, right? But he's rolling. There's your pickup, man. And he's got to pick him up with the body. And then my man's got a V back here to Kessler, right? So he doesn't get the roll, right? And so now we're just playing. I really feel like, I hear all this about Jabari Smith, but and maybe this is all by design. So you can't fault, you can only say so much. Like right here, what I'd be thinking is early roll. Right? If you can't touch or feel or see your man in terms of a high ball screen, you early roll and go, right? You just go because you throw it over the top and maybe he catches it right here because he's a player. I'm guessing he's a player. Everybody's told me he's a player, right? Instead, he's just going to get pushed around, right? And he may kill it this game, right? I have no idea. I've got the stats kind of right here in front of me. This will be the last play and we'll see what this says. But the stats on this game said right here. So the stats on this with Auburn, Jabari Smith, he ends up with 23 and he's 2 for 5 from 3. Look, and I'm wrong about Kessler. Kessler ends up with 21, right? 2 for 4 from 3, 9 rebounds. So I'm curious I'd like to watch his game and we'll do a number of parts on it, but Kessler ends up with 21 points, 2 of 4 from 3. So I'm wrong. The guy can, in one game, he shot it well. And he ends up with 23 and he ends up with 21. What I love about that is we got 2 bigs scoring in the 20s. I like bigs. I like post play. I like tough guys, right? And so we've got all that down there. That's good. So now we're in what we call butter, right? So late in the shot clock, high ball screen. Here's Kessler. He's not a pick and pop. He's a roll guy. This is us trying to work with our kids. Every time you catch it, we say peak, P-E-A-K, peak, which is that. Drives, look at, to the rim, to the contact. And there's Kessler. So Kessler's around the rim, no body. He's a roll guy. Here's the drive. There's no help. We can't defend one-on-one. We're not getting off the big till there, which is good, right? I like this 35, but he gets it laid on him, right? Right here. I like that he goes straight up. So good on him. Good on the officials because it's not a foul here. I don't know what game plan is saying off. Oh, so game plan on Jabari Smith. Don't leave him. So I'm just going to stunt. That's what he's doing. So right here, the guy guarding, I believe that they said his name is Groves, stunt, recover, because we're not leaving him open. So they get to the rim. And man, they get a body on him. Watch. They get a body on him. You got a V back. They should be pushing him into the band over here, if that's the band. Right? Push him into the band. Instead, they let him muscle around. If you're always at a size disadvantage, I mean, you got to figure that out, right? So 6-3, right? So we get a dunk by Kessler. We get a putback by Kessler. We get 2 free throws by Jabari Smith. They're out toughing us in terms of disrupting route and timing and rhythm of our cuts. If you're Oklahoma, we got the ball inside, I believe. And we took a bad jump hook, not a bad jump hook. We just didn't make it. And it was at the mouth of the rim and we ended up getting muscled and getting faded away. So listen, you can do me a favor. If you could subscribe to this, the link is right below you. Subscribe to it, like this. Any support you can give, I appreciate it. We're going to do 4 parts on Auburn, Oklahoma. This is part 1. Please subscribe to the channel. You'll get all my notifications. Right now, it may change, but right now we're releasing 2 videos a day. One around 9 o'clock Central, one around 3 o'clock Central. And we love talking ball. Love talking ball. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it when you subscribe and are able to help out. Thank you.